For a late winter or early spring getaway that's right in your own backyard, you really should come visit the Kirkpatrick Center Museum Complex. They have the Kirkpatrick Center Gardens and also the Omniplex. And today we're here visiting with Sean During, and he is the Garden and Grounds Supervisor for the Kirkpatrick Gardens. Sean, this is a wonderful greenhouse. What a great place to escape to.
Well, thank you. We have many things out here at the gardens and the greenhouse. We have an 1 acre garden here with many different gardens, and right now we're sitting inside of our tropical house in our greenhouse, and this is just one of the many fine things that our greenhouse staff has grown here at the inside the greenhouse.
That's exciting. What a neat idea to come here right here in Oklahoma City and see bananas that can be picked right off of the tree, and I'm sure it tastes just great, but we'll leave that for someone else to try. Anyway, so you have bananas on display and other tropical food plants. What else is in this greenhouse?
The tropical house is basically set up into about 3 or 4 different areas. Over on this side, right here, as we go on the walk, this side of the greenhouse is set up into animal plant names. So the children that we have come through, we have quite a few classrooms that come through, and we have classes that we also give in the garden, and we have a class on plant names. And this side is set up into animal plant names. As you can see right here is the rabbit's foot fern plant, and all these plants on this side of the greenhouse have kind of animal names.
Okay, so these are names children can relate to.
And they can kind of get a more feel for the appreciation of plants in the plant kingdom and where the food comes from that we eat on our table.
I see. Let's look at some more along here. Oh, the rattlesnake
plant. Right here
plant.
is the rattlesnake plant.
Well, that's something that kids have heard about, rattlesnakes in Oklahoma, but never seen a plant named after them.
That's
so that'd
right.
be a nice
this is probably one of
experience
the
for them.
safest rattlesnakes you can get to. They won't even bite you. And right here is the monkey puzzle tree. It got the name for being the monkey puzzle tree. And when the monkeys climbed into the tree, they couldn't get out of the tree because it's so kind of thorny, and they got trapped, and that's how the name from monkey puzzle came about.
Oh, I never knew that. That's interesting.
This one here is the beaver tail, and it's kind of shaped as a beaver tail.
It does look like the paddle-like tail on the back of a beaver. Well, so often when children are trying to learn plant names, some of them sound so foreign to them, but this is a nice way to introduce them to them.
And right here is the bear's foot fern. It kind of a little fuzzy little feel to it, and that's where it got its name from, the fuzz.
And then this is a bird's nest fern. About how many groups of children come through here in an average week? Are they just from all over Oklahoma City?
They come from all over the state of Oklahoma. We have classes for all the different age groups, from preschoolers all the way up to 12th grade, and we have just classes focusing on different aspects of gardening or indoor things such as sowing seed, and some of the things they do hands-on, maybe with herbs or things like that. And they can sometimes take plants home. It depends on what class they have. We have a variety of classes, and if they want some more information on the classes, they can call us here at the Kirkpatrick Center.
Okay, great. And what else is in this tropical greenhouse?
Over here is our, I'll go this way. Over here is the kind of more of a production type tropicals. These tropicals on this side of the greenhouse are all fruiting tropicals.
Oh, and this is a coffee tree?
Mm-hmm. That's
just like the ones they pick from down in Colombia or wherever? That's interesting.
Let's see if I can find something with a fruit on it. This is a dwarf banana tree here, and we just pulled a big bunch of bananas off of it about 2 weeks ago. So maybe in about a couple more months, I'll set another bunch of bananas up for us.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure that draws a lot of interest from people.
The kids really love to come and see where the bananas come from, because they go to the store and they see the bananas at the store, and this way they can come out and see the bananas on the plant, and they can get a little bit better idea where all of our food comes from.
That's great.
Let's see here.
Now this is maintained the year-round, pretty much like this. A person can come here any time of year and see these plants growing. And
we're open 7 days a week, and our staff is here every day of the week. We have a staff of about 6 horticulturists here on staff, and we'd love to answer questions of gardening and change ideas with the homeowner. It's a great place to come.
Oh, this is delightful.
This is one of the many displays that we have every month. This display this month shows the annuals that you can have in your garden throughout the summer. We also have benches set up where we can show you all the time the different perennials that you can use, or the ground covers, and also the herbs that you can have in your garden. And a lot of the plants here will be actually out in the gardens this summer.
On display. That's great. So these are all annuals and perennials and herbs that would grow in Oklahoma. People could come see. And you've got ground covers on display too. That's great. A lot of times people see them in catalogs and aren't really sure how they're going to look. And so it's nice to see them all labeled like this.
And most of the plants here can be found at your local nurseries around the area.
And this is your herb bench.
We have several different varieties of herbs here, and they have some of them have scents and different purposes that you can use them for.
I see. Yeah, that's a nice variety. About how many different herbs do you actually grow out in your garden?
Hopefully this summer we hope to have about 35 different kinds of herbs out in the garden, some perennial and some annual.
35 different kinds. That's amazing. This is a nice greenhouse. Now this is open to the public. This part of the greenhouse.
Part is open to the public. It's called our production greenhouse and display house. And some of the plants here, right here, are being grown for the use for outside in the gardens for this summer.
This is really nice. Nice place to come to in the wintertime. And what's on this side?
This side is have a hanging basket rack, and the big hanging baskets right here will be outside this summer in the gardens underneath the arbor. We've got geraniums and just a nice mix of things, begonias and all. And what do we have here, Sean? Right here is our some of our living walls. They're just a column where you can put plants in them and grow them on a horizontal or vertical structure. So it's like a plant tower. And you can save space. And we have parsley and Joseph's coat here. And on that one over there, we have begonia and basil on top and some more parsley on the sides. That's a nice mix. It's a great way to save space, especially if you have a patio and don't exactly know what to plant. You can just get a little living wall and have it out there and grow many different varieties of things in it. You don't have to worry about planting in clay soil or something like that. That's nice. Exactly. And what's this right here? Right here is a great idea for if you don't have any space, again, like an apartment homeowner or somebody like that. They can come out and see the different types of vegetables that we have in growing in pots. We have carrots and mustards and eggplants and peppers back there. And they'll all grow in containers, even cabbage. And right up here we have a tomato in a hanging basket, one of the little cherry tomatoes, which is great for the salad. Just hang it out on the patio or someplace out there where you can just go out to your patio while you're cooking and make a salad for dinner. Now all these things that we looked at there in the greenhouse and growing beautifully now, eventually you'll also have them on display in your outside gardens? Yes, this summer we hope to have about 8,000 annuals out in the gardens, which will be put in around the end of next month. And we're going to have our 8,000 tulips be blooming around the first to second week in April. Oh, well, are they starting to come up? They're starting to come up pretty good right now. Well, good. Let's go take a look at those. Sean, these gardens just look fantastic, even though it's still wintertime. Well, thank you. The Kirkpatrick Center Gardens here consist of an acre garden. It has many different gardens. Inside the acre here, we have about 8 different gardens, consisting of the terrace garden, the formal garden, the contemporary garden, the rose garden, the Kyoto Japanese garden, and the children's garden, and the gardener's garden, and the orchard, and the vegetable garden. This is all on 1 acre? All on 1 acre. It's pretty well squeezed in. And the homeowner can come out here and look around and see the different types of landscape plants and materials and the different styles that we've used, and also the materials that they can go out to the local nurseries here and buy. If they have any idea of what they want to put in their backyard or don't actually know what they want, they can come out here and kind of look around and be able to see this stuff here, and then they can take that name that it has and go to the nursery and work it into their garden. Now you see you've got tulips coming up. We've planted basically about 8,000 tulips, and they should be in bloom about the first or second week in April. Oh, 8,000. Well, those of you, after you see Oklahoma Gardening, if you wait a week and come here, you'll have a beautiful display to see. This is wonderful. Well, I understand that you've got a small orchard planted at the back. We have about 20 different fruit trees on our orchard back here. They're all dwarf varieties. We have a few espaliered and some grapes also espaliered. Oh, I'd love to see those too. Well, Sean, this is a great home orchard you have here. I can see that they must be on dwarfing rootstocks as closely as you're able to plant them. We have about 20 different dwarf fruit trees, and they're all dwarfs, so we can put them so close together in such a small area. And it's all sponsored by the Stark Brothers, and all the fruit trees in here, the varieties can be picked up at your local nursery. Great. And that's great for the homeowner. And also we're showing here a space-saving technique, the art of espalier, training the tree to the fence, and it works really well for
this is really
spacing
good because
technique.
a lot of people come to me and say, oh, I don't have room for fruit trees, but this is an excellent way to grow them, and they will do well. You must, of course, select varieties suited to Oklahoma and have a dwarf rootstock, but it's nice.
It's really fun to do, and it's quite the conversational piece.
I bet it is. See, you've got a plum right here.
Right here we've got a plum in bloom.
Uh-huh.
And it was spectacular about a couple days ago.
Now, how old are these trees right
These
here,
trees
Sean?
here are probably about going on the third season here. And last year we had a few apples off of the apple trees, and this year we expect a pretty good crop off of all the fruit trees.
Great. This is really nice. Now, up ahead you've got, what, a little small family garden?
Up here we have a just a vegetable display garden. Right now we have our cool crops, our cool season vegetables planted. The broccoli, cabbage, onions, and cauliflower planted in here. And we change this out with the warm season. We can garden year-round here using our cold frames in the wintertime and just showing different techniques and different varieties of vegetables that we use here.
Now, I see up ahead you've got a full-size hobby greenhouse. I understand that that's for representing the Kirkpatrick Gardens, but in the Omniplex Museum inside you have another small greenhouse that could be attached to a regular home.
Yes, we have two different types of greenhouses. The freestanding greenhouse here. Then up top the garden we have a lean-to greenhouse, as we call it. And it has a different style of gardening inside where it's more hobbyist gardening, where they have different vegetables and some tropicals and just container stuff inside the green arcade.
Well, let's go look at that.
This is the lean-to greenhouse here connected with the green arcade. It's the perfect little kind of indoor-outdoor living space to attach to your south side of the house, and as you can see, it's kind of filled with a little bit of everything.
Oh, it's nice, yeah.
It's kind of got a little indoor living space here with the tropical plants.
So these are planted directly in the ground?
These are planted directly in the ground.
Oh, this is great.
And then over here we have a little production, little vegetable garden here. It's great for the hobbyist, for the homeowner to get a little structure like this put on the south side of their house. They can just kind of play around with the plants and do different things.
So they can have a combination of a living space and plus a small production area for their own use here, and a little propagation bench as well. That's really nice. Oh, this is fascinating. Well, you mentioned the green arcade. Is that something I should see?
Right through the doors here is the green arcade that is part of the Omniplex in the Kirkpatrick Center, and we'll let you go in there and take a look around.
Okay, and I'll join you in a few minutes,
Okay.
Sean. Thank you. I'm here right in front of the entry to the Green Arcade, and this is Nancy Denton, and she's responsible for the educational programs at the Green Arcade. Nancy, tell me what you have for gardeners here.
Well, we have some of everything. We have exhibits in horticulture, agriculture, and nutrition. We cover a different subject each weekend for the adult audience that comes to visit. We cover everything from topiary to nutrition for your heart during Valentine's Day.
Wonderful, and a lot of things dealing with, you mentioned earlier, garden catalogs and things like that.
Yes, we run a different program, and that was very popular. People are unfamiliar with the abundance of garden catalogs they get in the mail, and they just don't know what to order, where to order from, who's reputable, who's not, and we kind of help sort through that maze and give them advice as to who and what and where.
I see. Now, what's inside the Green Arcade? You have your display area where you do your educational programs. What can people see in here?
We can program on the computer a whole garden plan. It's grow your own. We have also computer-assisted programs that tell you all the plant information you need to grow your own.
And these are all things that gardeners can do hands-on. Just punch a button
yes,
and go.
Information and even printouts for a garden plan.
Oh, wonderful. So that'd be great. Any of you who come to visit then you could bring your garden ideas here and punch them in the computer and maybe get a plan from that. That's wonderful. And there are other educational displays on gardening as well?
Certainly. There's informational process of all plant processes that go on that are in detail and very educational. The theater that's here behind us, we show films that we obtain from educational sources that are really outstanding. And in the agriculture area, we have exhibits and photos of all kinds of products from all over the world, as well as detailed explanation of Oklahoma agricultural products.
Well, that's great. So if you come to Omniplex, be sure you visit the Green Arcade, because this will give you and your family an idea of where your food comes from. You can visit with Nancy and her educational programs for gardeners and get an idea of how to garden better here in Oklahoma.
Well, this is the last stop on our tour here at the Kirkpatrick Center Gardens. This is the Japanese Kyoto garden, and it was donated by Kyoto, Japan, because when Oklahoma City and Kyoto, Japan became sister cities, this was donated to the Oklahoma City. And it's a real
wonderful.
different type of landscaping. As you can tell, you don't see any perennials or annuals in here. And so it's more of a meditation garden, and that's why there aren't any perennials or annuals in here, or some more trees or shrubs. It's more kind of a real reflective type of landscape to come in and just meditate.
So it's a place to come sit peacefully and just think quietly. Well, this is amazing. Now the gravel represents water.
The gravel represents water. And the side over here with the red bud, of course, represents Oklahoma. And the side on the other side of the bridge represents Kyoto, Japan. And the bridge represents the friendship between the two sister cities.
It's joined the two. Oh, this is really interesting. Now, if a person came in here any time of year, it would always look pretty much like this with the evergreens and the gravel. That's the whole purpose, is just to have it, keep it simple.
Keep it very simple and kind of just more relaxed, where it's not so loud and cloudy like some of the landscapes that you use annuals for. And the Japanese garden here was built by 12 gardeners from Kyoto, Japan. They brought all the rocks over in the lanterns and all the gravel and almost everything except for the plant material over here to build this garden in about 3 weeks.
This is amazing. The Kirkpatrick Center really has a lot to offer. How can folks come visit here? What are your hours? You can,
if you need some more information on the Kirkpatrick Center Gardens and Greenhouse, or would like a little information on guided tours, you can call us at 427-5461 through the business hours. And we're open every day of the week. It's a great place to bring the kids and everybody on the weekend to kind of get away from the shopping malls and everything else like that.
Sounds great. Well, next time you're in Oklahoma City or planning a trip here, be sure you allow some time to come visit the Kirkpatrick Center. Sean, thank you so much for showing us around. This is really great.